Hello, and welcome back to the Death by Thrifting channel. Yes, my name is Colin, and I'm also known as Death by Thrifting on the internet. What have I been up to? I've been working, I've been watching movies, and I dyed my hair back. What happened was, I felt the fall breeze hit for the first time. As much as I loved having black hair, and as much as I felt like Paul Dano in Little Miss Sunshine, I feel the most like myself when I have red hair. And then going without it, I was like, damn, I feel powerless, I feel weak, I feel frail. And then having it again, it felt like as soon as I got it back, I was like, shout out to my friend Lake for doing it. You're the best. I had 4 layers of black box dye over my head. So getting to this color was not as easy as it may seem. Today, due to popular demand, I'm showing you some fall outfits. I hate making outfit videos because I don't like showing people like what to wear. Like, I think that's such an outdated concept of like, here's some outfits, now copy them, because I feel like you should be doing your own thing. But that's also lame as fuck, because I would be lying if I didn't say that I got a lot of outfit inspiration from people I follow or people on the internet. I need to get over myself, and I need to start making outfit videos again. And maybe it's because I feel like I don't have a background in fashion. Other than I've been dressing myself since I've been like 5 years old, and I think about this so much with clothes, because I think about how I'm insecure because I don't know this or that about fashion, or I'm not the best at like sewing or using a fucking sewing machine. I don't know much about fashion other than I know what I'm inspired by, I know what's true to me in my life. And in my brain, how I make that click is I think about with musicians, the best technically trained musicians who are experts on any given instrument. That does not mean that they make good music, or that they have good influences, or that they have that vision and that artistry. I realize that I don't have to have every piece of knowledge to know about myself and my influences and what I'm trying to do. And the people that go the furthest in these art forms are people who take their unique perspectives and they have something to say and they fucking say it. You have the knowledge because you are yourself, and you have your life and your perspective, and no two people's perspectives are the same. It's so fucking cool. And these are fucking very fundamental ideas of like fashion and art, but I feel like it's all kind of clicked for me recently, where I've been like, oh, I'm realizing that this is the right way to think about art. And I advise you to think about it the same way, because I've been miserable for like my whole life thinking about it like I have to do this so I can make something good. Really, what you should be doing to make something good is you should be living your life, going about your life, and doing everything and not halting anything. Everything. Get to know yourself. Read books, watch movies, listen to music, and find out what is intrinsic to you in your life. And what do you have to say? What do you have to say about that? And so I'm gonna show you some outfits, some miscellaneous outfits that I hope are representative of like what I've been wearing recently and what I'm inspired by. But before I show you outfits, let's talk media. If you don't know, on this channel I talk about everything I'm listening to, watching, and reading. I believe sharing these things gives you a better understanding of me, my influences, and maybe how those influences affect my fashion choices and maybe affect my mental illness. Recently I've been obsessing over this album by this artist, Beth Gibbons. It's called Out of Season. Beth Gibbons is the lead singer of Portishead. That was my introduction to her. And she has a solo album, now 2 solo albums out. And this first one is from like 2002 or something. And it is the most fucking beautiful album ever. It's one of my favorites of all time. Honestly, it just feels like such a fall album, like lyrically and like sonically. It's so beautiful. It's one of my favorite albums, and genuinely, I mean, it is one of my favorite albums. Just listen to the song Sand River. Tell me that's not the most pretty song you've ever heard in your entire life. Drake, Tom the Model, Romance, and probably Spider Monkey. Just listen to the whole album. I'm begging you, please. I've been listening to the new Nick Cave album. He just dropped an album. I love Nick Cave. He's daddy. He's probably my dad in another life. Yeah, the new record's really fucking good. I said it. It's really good. Song of the Lake, the opening track. Listen to that to start with. See if you like it. That song, 10 out of 10. I've been listening to that on repeat. I love As the Waters Cover the Sea and Long Dark Night. Y'all wouldn't leave me alone, and you made me listen to the Smiles' new album, and I did, because I was behind. I didn't listen to it for so long. They've had some hits and some misses, coming from a Radiohead fan, but let me just say that this album is probably one of their best. Instant Psalm, Foreign Spies, Zero Sum, and I really love Bodies Laughing. And I've been reading Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut. I just started it. Don't ask me a damn thing about it. I'm 10 pages in. I don't know anything yet. But I love Kurt Vonnegut's writing style. He's one of the greats. Whenever I stop fucking consuming things, I get sad. And then whenever I get caffeinated and then I start reading actual books again, then I'm like, oh, I'm actually fucking fine. I was just fucking being dramatic. So yeah, and because it is Halloween, we gotta talk horror movies. I started out this month with Halloween, Mama, Michael Myers Behind You. Halloween was the movie that got me into movies. I saw it when I was like 8 or 9 for the first time, and that's why I care about movies and horror movies. Like, it's one of my favorites of all time, even though, honestly, upon a rewatch, it's pretty bad. Like, there's a lot of things that do not age well about it. I love it, but I love it in a way that's, like, nostalgic, and in the way that, like, for what it did for movies and for low-budget movies, I respect the hell out of it, and it's so iconic. Like, I fucking love that movie so much. It's a comfort watch. I've seen it probably 500 times. I watched Alien for the first time. Fucking 10 out of 10. 5 out of 5. 5 stars. I watched this vampire movie called Martin. I could almost categorize it as being like an incel movie. It's by like George Romero, who did like the Night of the Living Dead movies. And it was fucking great. It was fucking awesome. It was old. I don't think it's for everyone, but the way they depicted vampires in that, like, normally I don't care about vampires or vampire movies, but that movie did it in such a cool way. I rewatched Scream 2. They did Randy dirty. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. That movie has no business being that gay. And then I watched Exorcist 3, which is a direct sequel to the original one. And the third is really cool because they take the idea of the first one and they do it in this way of like a crime like Zodiac killer. And I have so much left over for the rest of the month. Don't talk to me, don't text me, don't fucking call me. I'm sat on my couch in my living room and I'm watching scary movies. Yeah, I'm sorry if you don't like scary movies or violence. I'll be better after October about not talking about scary movies, but, sorry, that's what I'm inspired by, sorry. So here's some realistic outfits I'm going to be wearing this fall. First outfit is a Colin classic, a cardigan with some denim. I've been wearing cardigans since I've been like 12 years old, since like middle school, and no, it was not popular to wear a cardigan. It was a invitation to get hate crimed. I still get hate crimed. Nothing's changed. My biggest influence and my most obvious influence with this is grunge. Kurt Cobain is an obvious, figure to look at in fashion for grunge. No, he was not the only person a part of this scene, but he's definitely a style icon for me. I still look at some of the outfits he wore and I think like, wow, he was really ahead of the curve for thrifting things and repurposing them and like pushing fashion in a more androgynous direction. And I paired this outfit with my Bates suede army boots. So funny about me wearing these is I kept seeing these in thrift stores for years and I always thought they were hideous. And then my brain started developing and I was like, wait, these are actually really cool boots. And then I finally found a pair of my size and now I can't stop wearing them with everything. I've been enjoying tucking my pants into them just because it looks villainous. The boots are quite practical. They're waterproof, Vibram sole, and they're comfy. They're comfy. And I paired this outfit with one of my favorite jackets of all time, my green, huge army bomber jacket. Bomber jackets are something that have stayed in my wardrobe for years. I got this one maybe a year or 2 years ago for maybe 20, 30 bucks. I can't remember how much I paid for it. And I didn't know what I was doing at the time buying a jacket this fucking huge on me. But because of this here jacket, I became obsessed with the idea of wearing a not only oversized, but comically oversized and exaggerated silhouette of a jacket, especially a jacket that's supposed to fit somewhat normal. So that's a reoccurring idea in a lot of my outfits that I go back to because of this jacket. Outfit number 2, an idea that I also consider core to my style, sort of, is exaggerated layering. Layering that is unnecessary and not practical, but is interesting to look at. At my old ass age, I still am attracted to the idea of pairing a band t-shirt with a quote-unquote traditional piece, like a cardigan, dress shirt, so on so forth. I should probably grow out of that. I've tried to grow out of it, but I think it's sticking with me. Something that's also stuck with me for far too long. Platform combat boots. These are by the brand 80s. They are the Michigan boots. They have a nice lug sole and a big old square toe. Look at that fucking platform. I'm not that short. I'm not a short king. I mean, I'm 5'10". I'm not unsatisfied with my height. I'd say I'm pretty average, so I don't need the height, but it's an added bonus of platform boot. I just like the look of it, really. It's the only reason why I do it. But I'm getting distracted. This is one of my favorite vintage coats I've ever picked up secondhand. It's from an estate sale, believe it or not. It is a true vintage Vietnam-era army trench coat. I picked it up for 10 smackaroonies. I was dumbfounded. I've been obsessed with trench coats since I inherited one from my grandpa, and I became obsessed with them just because I kept seeing them over and over and over in thrift stores, and ever since they've become a staple in my wardrobe. Yes, you can wear shorts in the fall. I have declared it. I can. I live in the southern United States. Oh god, was that offensive? It is no secret that a lot of my fashion influences come from the 90s, whether it be grunge, whether it be 90s minimalism, whether it be high fashion in the 90s. But another big part is what was happening in Japan with Harajuku. That is a big reference point for me in fashion, specifically with layering. Not as much with colors, considering that Harajuku is known for being very bright and eccentric and cartoonish. Tonally, I lean into more of a grunge, goth, muted 90s sort of color palette. But these exaggerated, huge, baggy houndstooth dress shorts with these long socks and dress shoes is definitely very much inspired by that period. And I paired it with, surprise, another trench coat. If you can't tell, I have a large collection of them, and I'm debating doing a video about that, so if you want that, let me know. This one is by the brand London Fog. So easy to find in a thrift store. I see a gazillion of these. Yeah, I don't know, the idea of pairing a long coat with shorts is so, like baller nation to me. I don't know. Has me feeling some type of way where like I'm a schoolboy or a villain or somewhere in between. Oh, hey look, it's another outfit. In this one, I'm reminding myself to wear my sweaters more because I have a lot of good ones that don't get enough use. This one is like a brown speckled wool, like blend. It's by the brand LL Bean. I got a sweater last year. Such a good find. It is a thick ass sweater. Honestly, it's like too warm. I think about my mom so much when I'm like thrifting because she imparted so much of this clothing knowledge onto me, like of these great all-American brands like LL Bean and like Ralph Lauren, and I hear her voice saying like, fucking get it, quick, fucking get it, that's a good fucking deal. And I'm wearing one of my favorite pairs of dress shoes. These are my patent leather derbies by the brand you'll never guess, you'll never fucking guess, by Skechers. Yeah, I thrifted these for $4.99 at Goodwill, and I'm not gonna stop wearing them until the sole rips off again, I guess, because it already did. Within my own wardrobe, I've become obsessed with this idea of wearing derbies as if they are sneakers and essentially trashing them. I think it's so sick to see a shoe that's associated with formal events and dressing up and dressing it down and just wearing them in with like scuffs and stains and holes. And speaking of dressing it down, that's why I paired it with these Carhartt pants with a nice, beautiful, mysterious stain down the front of them. They came that way, I don't know. Yeah, I guess the only other thing I really have to say is that I do enjoy leaning into the fall colors of the dark greens and the browns and the different brown tones. I'm a big fan of it. I love it. I love colors typically associated with fall, and I do emulate that in my own day-to-day life. And you were all waiting for it. Here it is. The flannel. They are a fall staple that I definitely subscribe to. What constitutes a good flannel? Many things. Let's talk about it. Number one, quality. Get away from me with those thin-ass, cheap-ass, pilling flannels. Not only are they cheap, they are a texture nightmare. And invest in a flannel that keeps you warm. That is the original purpose of a flannel, is it not? Another deal breaker is color and pattern. I'm typically looking for unique colors that are maybe vintage inspired and a plaid that is not cheap looking. There's a million ways to style a flannel. I don't need to explain to you how to do that. I always tend to go a cargo pants and sneakers route, and for some reason I'm showing you my nasty ass Chuck Taylors, which I do think look good with the dirt on them, but that's just me. Everyone needs a casual sneaker. It's a fact of life, and my sneaker of choice is a Chuck Taylor. I think they're timeless, and I think they're beautiful, especially when gross. And I'm about to buy like an all black pair, like even the sole's black, because I think those are sick. And I paired the outfit with my black bomber jacket, which came with a gun holster sewn into it. Haven't used it yet. Here's another outfit, which is quite simple, but I included it for a reason. The reason being, I intend to wear more dress pants and more plaid this fall. This is both of them in one. Look at that. All the outfit is a black knit sweater by Croft & Barrow. Isn't that Walmart? These plaid wool dress pants with silk lining. And I have rolled them up because if I don't roll them up, they're too long and they look like PJ pants. And I need to get them hemmed or hem them myself. And I'm a lazy piece of shit. Plaid is not for everyone. It is most certainly for me. I think plaid is timeless, especially on vintage garments like these pants. These pants are some of the sickest pants I own, honestly. And I just layered a black cashmere jacket over top that I actually got like a couple weeks ago from Goodwill. And I love the patent leather shoes here because it adds to the campiness. Here is an outfit that is core to my style, and I feel like should be core to most people's styles. You could not get more bare bones simple with an outfit. If there is an outfit you copy and paste from this video, it should be this one. Although it's not that original, it is most certainly timeless. I love a good old-fashioned blazer, yes I do. and I definitely love it with jeans. And I wore it with my Made in England Doc Martens. I've had Doc Martens since I've been 14. They've been a staple in my wardrobe. There's better boots out there for sure. They're just classic. I personally think the original black style ones are the coolest, the most understated. I love all of them though. I love the colors. I tend to go vintage with them when I buy them. Yeah, I had a lot of versions of this outfit, but I really went to a bare bones simple one to show that like this is what you should start with, and then you can always add some spice onto it. You can go with a more patterned blazer, a different colored blazer, switch up the shoe. I don't know. I added my Wilson's leather jacket on top, and it looked unfinished before, but with the jacket, the outfit looks complete. It looks so fucking cool. If you saw me on the street, you'd be like, oh my god, he's so cool. What am I gonna do? He's so cool. Wearing dress pants does not mean it has to be boring. It does not mean it has to be business. It does not mean it has to look adultish. Here's a pleated houndstooth pair of dress pants that I rolled up because I think rolling dress pants is campy and fun. And I put on signature knit of mine, this vintage polka dot sweater I got at a thrift store like 6 years ago. I treasure it so much that like I never wear it because I save it for special occasions. But I wore with these black Chelsea boots that I thrifted back in February. They are by the brand Fry. They're Fry boots. I honestly hated Chelsea boots for so much of my life because I associated them with like the macho straight man that wore them with like skinny jeans, and it took a lot of work to work past that. And now I'm at a point where I can appreciate all types of boots, and I get it now. And the fact that I thrifted these for $10 still bewildering to me. I love these boots because I can kind of pair them with anything. I can pair it with the most vanilla casual outfit, and it dresses it up so much, and I feel like a elitist New York piece of shit wearing them. And I layered this Carhartt work jacket right over top. Have mixed feelings about Carhartt because of annoying people wearing Carhartt, but listen, I still think their stuff is cool, and you can still style it in a way that isn't normie, and that isn't basic, and that isn't overdone. Hopefully this is an example of that. And here is your last outfit of the video. Here it is. I could not make a fall outfit video without showing my favorite pants at the moment, which are these true vintage army cargo pants that I got over the summer while in France at a surplus store that was pretty much a vintage shop. And I'm not gonna lie, I paid a pretty penny for these. Probably paid like $80, but when I tell you, I've never had a better fitting pair of pants in my life. These fit exactly to my body. Exactly. It's an exact mold of my body. I don't know how they had the mold, but they did. I include these because I think it's important to include that vintage shopping is also valid and also sick as fuck. Something I love to do. Not very often because it's expensive, but I think if you can find something that you think is truly worth the value of the money at a vintage shop that fits, that will be incorporated into your wardrobe and that you will get use out of, especially if it's a piece you know wouldn't realistically be at a thrift store in 2024. Like these I would not be able to thrift, so I believe it's justified. I wore them with this crazy cable knit black turtleneck. Bring back turtlenecks. And that's all I have for you. I hope you got something from this. I hope I had something insightful to say. I will see you in the next one. Bye. It probably smells like sweat and piss.